Let's talk about what's happening in New York City. We got this story from Timcast.com.
Yeah.
New York proposes ending religious exemptions, inoculations without parental consent, and forced removal of disease cases, contacts, and carriers.
Oh my.
Changes to the state's public health laws could mean more vaccine requirements and new authority for the governor. Here's what I love about this story. This write-up here at Timcast.com is all 100% factual and correct. But it also brings up a very important assembly bill from New York, and that's Bill A416. Timcast writes, the New York's legislature will also consider Assembly Bill A416, which resembles the Australian quarantine camps that caught global attention earlier this month. Assemblyman N. Nick Perry of Brooklyn's 58th District proposed the removal and detention of anyone with a communicable disease that warrants the New York governor to declare a state of health emergency due to an epidemic. The funny thing is, a bunch of fact checkers claimed that when this story emerged in January, it was fake news. And they said the reason was the bill is from 2015. They're not planning. So here's what they do. They say, is there a law currently about to be passed that would allow COVID patients to be indefinitely detained? False. There is a bill that would allow COVID patients to be indefinitely detained, but it's for Ebola. And it's never made it out of committee anyway. So it's fake news. Even though it's true, there literally is a bill, Assembly Bill A416. Since 2015, when it was introduced, it's gone to committee and then flopped. It's got no sponsors and doesn't go anywhere, but someone's certainly trying to make it happen. It would give the governor the ability to just rendition you, to take you and put you wherever they deem fit if they think you're a public health threat. I'm not convinced it'll happen. Maybe it is, a little fear-mongery to be bringing it up or whatever. But if it's there, we ignore it, and they do pass it, no one speaks about it, then we'll regret it.
Yeah. So
what can we do? We have to mention it exists, and we got to tell people in New York, do not let them pass this. Otherwise, one day you'll get a knock on the door from the NYPD, the scumbags who are arresting people for not having vax cards, and then they're going to say, come with me.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
see the videos,
and that's not too far. What's been happening in New York? I mean, you see the videos all over social media. People going in to Panera Bread saying, "Hey, I just want to order some food." Police officers coming in there, acting like they're big, bad, brave soldiers. Meanwhile, they were looking the other way during BLM riots. They were twiddling their thumbs, not trying to get involved with that.
They were looting stores and breaking into.
If a man doesn't get government paper permission to go to the Panera Bread, they're going to go right on top of him, arrest him, lock him up, and rough him up. That's crazy.
So I'll tell you, I point out that the police are stomping on the middle class, working regular people, that they're trying to enforce, that they're literally enforcing government mandated medical procedures. And I'll tell you what makes me feel like there's never going to be that handshake moment left or right between the culture war, because I'm actually getting criticized from the left for saying abolish the police. They say, yeah, but Tim's only saying it because the police are stomping on conservative civil rights. And I'm like, well, I'm talking about working class people, but they're like, doesn't matter. We hate you. And that's what it's all about. So if I see cops walk in and arrest someone for trespassing, why was he trespassing? He didn't have a vax card. It's complete BS. Sorry, I'm not going to defend these cops. Furthermore, in that video of the guy getting arrested, a female cop is stepping all over the American flag. She takes it out of a guy's hand, throws it on the ground, and then I don't think she was stomping it on purpose. Some people said she was wiping her feet on it. No, she's just walking all over it. She doesn't care.
Wow. Really
This is the NYPD. So, we've had Libby Emmons tell us the NYPD wasn't enforcing this stuff. Well, they are now. So if you live in New York, this is I don't know, man. Not everybody there voted for it.
What does Malice say? There's no law too absurd or evil that they won't enforce?
So there's no, I'll try and paraphrase it. There's no law so extreme and egregious that the police would not enforce it, up and including executing children.
Absolutely. History tells that story, and now we're seeing it slowly being put into place with, he didn't have this paper. He didn't get the permission from the government to be here. Take him away, and they do, blindly so. They have a choice saying, hey, we're going to respond to this call. Hey, we're going to take this seriously. And for them to punish people because they want to eat food, I mean, what kind of levels of insanity are we in? That's crazy, and it's only going to get crazier from here.
Let's play a game.
Get worse.
Yeah. How much do you want to bet? I can make a whole bunch of people say the following sentence. Yeah, but it can't happen here. How much do you want to bet I can make them say that?
Pretty easy.
Very easily, right?
Breakfast
If
tomorrow?
I said the police will absolutely kick your door in and drag you from your home with no crime committed and no due process if ordered to by the mayor of New York.
Yep.
If I said police, regardless of where they are, would go into your house and they would drag you out without due process, people would say, yeah, but it can't happen here. No. Now, I'm not saying everybody would. A lot of people are probably going like, yep, absolutely. And they will. Because I'll tell you this, especially if you're from Chicago. I'm pretty sure everyone in Chicago just went, yep. Because I'll tell you what happens in Chicago. In Chicago, I'm hanging out with my friends. Cops kicked our door with their guns drawn and just walk into our house. That's normal. Completely normal in Chicago. They'll drag you off to what they call the black site. I think Ian looked this up. It was in Humboldt Park, maybe. I'm not sure.
That sounds right.
Yeah, they just take you without due process. They kick your door and they drag you from your home and they bring you to an unmarked location where they effectively, torture and detain you. Happens all the time.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they had that guy in Chicago who was electrocuting people with a cattle prod to force them into confessing to crimes they didn't commit.
Wow.
So here's what happens. You look in New York City. And you got a lot of people saying, like, we've had Libby Emmons on the show several times, and she repeatedly defends the NYPD. I won't do that. And we the first time she was here, we had an argument about the police because I've been, like, not happy with cops for a long time. And I'm like, dude, 27 NYPD officers walked out. You've got Mayor Bill de Blasio, who committed what I would only describe as several felonies, misappropriating taxpayer funding to paint a political message in front of Trump Tower. And then he went to the NYPD and says, you're going to protect this for me. And they went, okay. So this dude literally commits some of the highest level corruption. And the cops with a smile on their face said, I will arrest anyone who opposes you. Like, dude, we're already there. You can defend the cops all day and night. I ain't going to do it because they're literally, you've got the mayor of New York City going on TV and saying, we are going to strip life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness from the citizens to force them to undergo a medical procedure. And the NYPD, with a smile on their face, will arrest you if you try to buy food. But you're trespassing. Sorry. It's for your safety. That's happening. So we're there.
So I don't doubt you at all, Tim. I think that's a very good, prediction. But my thing is, like, how do we even combat this? Because, okay, it's either comply or goodbye, like I said earlier, right? And as Andrew Tate would say, resist the slave mind. Because the thing is that, like, we're being brainwashed to say, you know what, okay, let's follow the rules because this can be safe, keep me, with a family together, all that stuff. My thing is, okay, if we're aware of what's happening, how do we counteract this? Because, we're aware of what's happening, we're woke, we understand, what's really happening behind the scenes. How do you combat this?
Cops should quit. If there's police officers who are aware of what's going on, they should quit. Many have. We've covered those stories over and over and over again because a lot of cops are just like, I am done with this.
Call it out when it happens and stop worshiping authority. One of my favorite memes is this kind of like MAGA hat Trump supporter, small shriveled up guy going up to a cop who's the kind of Chad here, and he's like, I love you, you're great, I back the blue, and the Chad being like, off to the gulag, you January 6th insurrectionist. Yep. And that's literally what's happening here. We're seeing the politicization of the justice system in such a bastardized way. It's crazy to see it happen right in front of our face. And the only way to stop it, not comply peacefully, don't go along with it, call it out when it happens, and don't incentivize it. I mean, if you live in New York City, your taxes are supporting that system. You're voting, incentivizing those people to do those things.
Remember when those detectives tried to imprison Kyle Rittenhouse for the rest of his life?
Yep.
Back the blue, baby. Remember when a political message was painted on streets across the country and we all said, just like in that quote from 1984 about how streets will be renamed, and the police came out and arrested anybody who tried to protest it? Back the blue, baby. Remember when cops showed up to a woman in New Jersey's store because she was live streaming on Facebook things she had for sale, and they said, you're not allowed to run your business. Got to back the blue, right? Man, I could go on and on and on, couldn't I?
Yeah, situations like that are just terrible, man, because now you're infringing on people's ability to make money, to live, and it's crazy because, I mean, I'm originally from Connecticut, so I definitely are familiar with the city and how New York City politics are. And here's the other thing, too. People are kind of realizing and waking up because I'll tell you this, Florida real estate has been exploding. Like, I can't even get a property right now because all the New Yorkers are moving down. It is ridiculous.
No, that's not true. That's absolutely, that can't be possible. You're lying because the New Yorkers believe that the Miami's sinking. Right? Don't they all believe that the water's going to rise 20 feet and Florida's going to get wiped off the map?
I guess they're so mad about wearing a mask. They're like, screw this, I'm going to Florida. I don't care. I'd rather be
my friend, we are being overrun by New Yorkers. I can't tell you how many. Crazy. Even even dating apps. A bunch of New York girls, bro. Like,
Dude,
it's
real
crazy.
estate rent prices have went up 38%
Yeah.
in the city of Miami alone in the past year.
Property values.
The
roof.
property
Bro,
values.
I was looking at properties where I used to live because I was in the Redlands.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
Dude.
I'm like, that little tiny thing is going for $1 million. You're crazy.
York?
I went there last year looking for property. I couldn't find anything.
It's worse now.
Yeah.
New York, California, New Jersey, a lot of people moving from Connecticut as well. The Northeast in general, like outside of New Hampshire, they're all coming down to Florida and from California as well. The people from LA and Southern California, they're either going to Vegas or they're coming to Florida or they're going to Texas. It's crazy.
man.
I got a house in Jersey and we were like thinking of selling it because we're not there anymore. And they're just like, when we got told the general like area property value, I was like, well, I lost all my money. Nobody wants to live
It
there.
actually went down?
Yeah.
It went down?
Because real estate in general is
in
going
New Jersey.
up,
Dude,
but it went
dude.
down in oh, wow.
Yo, I bought a property, right? Last year. 333K I bought property for. A year later, 500K. It's like values are going way up, man. Way up.
Without giving away too much private information, they told us a very low number where it's gone up since we bought it, but we bought it before the pandemic. So at this point, I'm like, how is that what it's like what they're saying that the area is worth? So I don't know if we'll be able to actually sell anything.
Get rid of it and go to Florida, man.
Yeah, man. Go to Florida.
1030 exchange. 1030.
I mean,
1030.
look, man, I'll tell you this. Let me tell you.
I'm going to be going down there.
You got, Dave Rubin posted this compilation of all these Floridians being like, welcome to Florida, Dave, welcome to Florida. It's like, oh yeah, well, West Virginia's where it's at, man. We're building a big facility. We're building like 7,500 square feet, 25-foot, walls. It's going to be massive inside. We're building a new studio building. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff going on. West Virginia, free Damastan.
Well, I know a lot of real estate investors actually invest in West Virginia. Fantastic place to invest right now.
Bro, there was 100. You can get like 100
something very
acres
cheap,
for
yeah.
$100,000.
Exactly.
When I
Indiana
said it,
as well.
When I said it the first time, I had a bunch of people be like, $100,000's not cheap, and I'm like, 100 acres for $100,000 is cheap.
Sell that New Jersey property, take it over to West
Jeez,
Virginia, man. You're gonna use a bunch of money tax free, man.
You go to like the New York Metro or North Jersey, and it's like 0.2 of an acre is $1 million. Like if you're lucky. You'll get like 0.01 of an acre. It's like a townhouse sandwiched between two buildings, and it's $500,000.
I've never understood why people enjoy living. I mean, no offense, I have family that live in New York City, but I've never liked it. I've always thought it was dirty, expensive, dangerous. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? And then you got this craziness going on with this clown world where they're arresting you for trying to go to Panera Bread without a mask.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. And the thing is this. I obviously used to work in law enforcement, and most people that get on the job honestly want to get on there to help people. Yeah, obviously you got your bad apples and everything else like that, but a lot of guys come on trying to, do right and everything else. And I'll tell you, man, a lot of guys resigning from the force because of having to enforce stupid laws like this. It's sad, man. It's sad. No one wants to get on the job to arrest people for not wearing a mask.
I gotta know. Access last podcast. Right now, what are you guys investing in for investments?
Cryptocurrency,
Crypto.
Bam.
retail, real estate.
Real
Yeah.
estate?
Yeah.
Are you the government? I ain't telling you. You don't know that far.
We the feds.
You don't want to know.
With me,
Myself, the business.
bam,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Business, real estate, crypto.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
putting a lot into building the new facility because this place is great, and we're still going to have it, and we're going to use it for a lot of production stuff. We already record like several shows.
This place is lit, man.
This is dope, man.
As a production guy, like I love like
Wait till
looking
you
around
see.
seeing your equipment.
We signed off on the new building, so we're going to have 50 acres.
Sheesh.
We're going to have our own shooting range. We're going to have dirt jumps. We're going to have a skate park, and we're going to be able to film tons of stuff. We're going to have a green screen room. So basically, we can film and put someone anywhere. You know what I mean? So like we could make sci-fi movies or
West Virginia has
sketches.
better gun laws, right?
Much.
Lack thereof.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
New
That's
Hampshire's
what you
the
want.
best.
Constitutional
New
carry.
Hampshire, yeah. New Hampshire's the best place to be in New England. No state
I love
tax.
New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great state.
If you walk around in West Virginia carrying like a Barrett M82 or whatever, the worst thing that's going to happen is someone's going to walk up to you and say, be like, "Are you crazy for carrying that thing? It must be so heavy." Cool gun though. I'm a big fan.
And that's what I used to live in Texas, man. Gun friendly state. And yeah, I mean,
I was
it's
surprised they only just passed constitutional carry in Texas though.
Yep.
For a long time, it was kind of harder.
Florida needs to do that
You mean
immediately.
like open carry?
Yeah.
Or
No. So up until last year, if you wanted a handgun in Texas, you had to take a class, then get like a license or something, like a handgun permit.
Oh yeah. If you want
Now-
to carry it out, but if you want to have it in your house, you're good.
No, just to buy. Constitutional carry is new in Texas. You can walk in,
So
buy it, and
crazy.
walk around with it in your hand. You just don't point it at people. You know what I mean? Now that constitutional carry is new in Texas. You used to need permits and stuff. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I bought it, obviously for the job. So yeah, I didn't know that, but I know obviously.
You could invest in firearms and bullets.
Dude,
Not saying I do, but
we
people
did
can.
we did an interview with Robert Kiyosaki and we talked about that. You know,
My things that go up
silver.
in value.
I invested silver as well.
I've got some
I want to
silver
get
and
some
gold.
gold. But yeah, ammunition man,
Ammo.
is gonna be.
I remember you mentioned that last
we
part.
talked about it
I'll
last
tell you
pod.
this. I got an edge. I got an in. All right. You guys want to know what you need to get?
Yeah.
Bottle caps.
Why?
Because in Fallout
Oh, yeah.
universe, everyone uses bottle
Yeah.
caps as currency.
Of course.
So that's what you need. You need bottle caps. What? I'm kidding. It's a
got
video
it.
game. Come on. Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to watch live, you can check out this channel Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and if you want more unfiltered and uncensored content with all of these guests, go to timcast.com and become a member. All of these guests you know and love in exclusive segments on our website where we are unrestricted in what we talk about, so you'll definitely not want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all next time.